I'm Amy Cherry. This local news is a service of Flagler County's Toyota dealer, Beaver Toyota, here to wow ya. So far, Flagler County has seen one death from COVID-19. But Dr. Steve Bickle, medical director of the Florida Department of Health, Flagler County, cautions this crisis is going to get a lot worse before it gets better.
It would not shock me at all if before we're done with this, Flagler County has 1,000 to 2,000 cases. That would only be 1 to 2% of the population.
Bickle cautions there are statistical challenges, but...
Let's say 1 or 2%. So 1 or 2% of 1 to 2,000 people could be, 10 to 40 people. And then it could be 100 to 200 people in the hospital. A lot of them in the ICU, and a lot of them at the same time. Those numbers wouldn't surprise me at all.
It's likely at some point Flagler County will see a surge as community spread of the virus continues. A local lawmaker says that businesses need to take immediate action towards obtaining federal stimulus dollars. John Arking has more.
Republican State Representative Paul Renner says the biggest part of the stimulus package are the direct payments to individuals, which, depending on how big your family is, could be in excess of $3,000 or $2,400 for a couple with no kids up to a certain income amount. But he says the payroll protection program is vitally important for small businesses under 500 employees to apply for, with applications available at local banks.
This is also coming from the federal government, this federal stimulus. The design of that is to try to cover people's payroll, so they're required, if they want that loan to be forgiven, to keep people basically not physically at work, but keep them on the payroll. And so this would mean people could come off the unemployment rolls, they would still be employed, they'd still have any health care coverage that they had before, they'd have all these things. And this is the right thing to do. It's necessary. Having said that, we cannot do that forever. The government just simply doesn't create any wealth. It can't single-handedly fund the economy through the rest of the year. We don't have the resources to do that, and we are, in fact, putting a major strain on our national debt by adding all this additional stimulus, but we have to do it right now. And so that makes it even more urgent that we do the right thing with respect to this pandemic.
Renner says the best way for the economy to get back on track is for everybody to social distance, wash their hands, and follow the guidelines of public health professionals so we can get back up and running as soon as possible. From the WNZF Newsroom, I'm John Arkin.
Given the situation we're in right now, the sheriff agrees and all the commissioners agree.
And the vote was unanimous. The new Sheriff's Office Operations Center won't be built in Palm Coast. Flagler County commissioners have abandoned a plan to build near the Palm Coast Library. Now Commission Chairman Dave Sullivan tells WNZF they're heading back to Bunnell in a move sure to please the county seat.
We have very serious financial restrictions in the county right now. This plan looks like it fills two bullets. It takes care of the Bunnell situation with where the county office should be for the Sheriff Operations Center, puts it back in Bunnell. I think financially it will in toto be significantly less expensive than building the unit over on Palm Coast Parkway.
They're building by the Emergency Operations Center and the Baptist Church off 100 on a vacant lot that currently says future home of the South Library and the Bunnell District Office. That district office will now become the Sheriff's Office Operations Center. Commissioners plan to sell the land in Palm Coast that had been earmarked for the Operations Center. There might be an X-rated Easter bunny causing some trouble in the county. Tony Magoo has the story.
This past weekend, someone was busy leaving suspicious packages in some of the local mailboxes. This prompted folks to call the Flagler County Sheriff's Office. With us is the Sheriff of Flagler County, Rick Staley. Sheriff, I understand plastic eggs were left in the mailboxes. What was in them?
They found pornographic and other material inside the plastic eggs.
You see any other dangers?
If they're a carrier of COVID-19, could be spreading this virus across this community.
If anyone else receives something like this or would like to share any information,
send us an email at tips@flaglersheriff.com or call 313-4911 if you know who this individual is.
For Flagler's Morning News, I'm Tony Magoo.
Are you talking to your kids about cyber criminals and how they can sexually assault your kids?
Detective Dennis Lashbrook says parents and guardians must have with their children.
It's really important for anybody who's got a guardian over a child, have this conversation. Let them know the dangers. Let them know what's out there.
Lashbrook is with the new cybercrimes unit at Flagler County Sheriff's Office. He said that it's better for kids to hear it from their parents and guardians rather than hearing it from him when he shows up at their door. To listen to more of what Detective Dennis Lashbrook had to say about the cyber crimes and sexual assault, download the Flagler radio app and then go to the Free for All Friday podcast. Tomorrow, criminals are talking to your kids. From the WNZF Newsroom, I'm Deb Albertson.
Flagler County will reinstate curbside operations at its main branch library today. The library shut down its already abbreviated services on March 31st in an abundance of caution as a small number of its staff were experiencing symptoms similar to COVID-19. That caution is no longer necessary. The City of Palm Coast would like to inform residents of a temporary change regarding a part of the Waste Pro service. The yard that takes appliances such as refrigerators, washers, dryers, hot water heaters, and other appliances of that nature will be closing for the rest of the month due to COVID-19. This is a call-in service, so residents will be informed as they call in. The city would also like to remind residents do not approach the Waste Pro trucks and crew. Please practice social distancing while they're on their route in your neighborhood and allow them the space to put items in the truck in an effort to keep everyone safe. Waste Pro is still maintaining the regular trash and recycling schedule.
In 2018, Cooper the dog dominated headlines in Flagler County after an attempt to save the dog from execution failed. The dog was declared dangerous after biting 2 people and then after being declared dangerous, bit another at the Humane Society. And now Cooper's owner, 73-year-old Dottie Benson, was arrested last Wednesday night on a 2-year-old charge. The charge, a 3rd-degree felony of owning a dog that injured a person after being declared dangerous. She was taken to the Flagler County Jail and released on her own recognizance. From the WNZF Newsroom, I'm Rich Carroll.
And now you're up to date on Flagler's Morning News. I'm Amy Cherry.